I have so many questions, I'm going to have to submit some for you to answer in writing. I'm going to start with the fact that we try to keep countries from stealing our intellectual property, and lately this movement towards giving some of it away bothers me, and particularly when it comes to how we were able to have Pfizer and other companies through the platform mRNA develop quickly these pharmaceuticals, and then they're going to have a broader application than just to the COVID. So other countries have long tried to steal these innovations and undermine our competitive edge. How are you going to limit the forced transfer of these advanced technologies just to COVID? And have you evaluated how forced technology transfers under the proposed waiver would affect U.S. competitiveness in advanced life sciences?
Yes. Senator Grassley, you raise very important issues, and they are ones that are very much on our mind. The waiver that's been proposed at the WTO is a temporary waiver that is seeking to ensure that intellectual property protections, these IP rights, don't obstruct our ability to save lives, to have more vaccines produced, to have the vaccines equitably distributed so that there can be a global economy recovery. Let me try to take apart some of the main components of your question as I've heard them. Let me also try to distinguish what I think the proposal is intending to do at the WTO. I think this is less about stealing technology. It is more about the impact of our trade policies on intellectual property protections on regular people. Right now, there is nothing more directly impactful on the hope of regular people to be able to resume their lives, to become active members of their economies, than their ability to get a vaccine. And that is what I understand to be driving the proponents of the waiver proposal at the WTO. In terms of weighing the balance of rights to intellectual property, the need to have incentives for innovation, absolutely, those are critical. But I think that in terms of this particular proposal and this question that's been posed at the WTO, it is about how we get through this moment in our global economic history so that there will be still a world and people here to innovate and to enjoy those innovations.
Yesterday, I met with the Iowa Association of Home Builders. They told me lumber prices have skyrocketed tremendously. They gave me a figure of 300% since April 2020. I heard in Iowa last week so many times, big percentage increases, not quite that bad, but all increasing the price of a home by about $36,000. Have you had conversations within the administration on what can be done to lower the 9% tariff on Canadian lumber?
Senator Grassley, this is not just something we've been talking about within the administration, but something that I've raised directly with my Canadian counterpart. And I've certainly heard a lot from members of Congress about this as well. I want to assure you that I will be raising this again with my Canadian counterpart at the Free Trade Commission meeting of the USMCA, and I will continue to push for solutions to the lumber pricing issues that we are experiencing.
This will have to be my last question in person with you. Mexico is the top market for U.S. corn exports, valued at $3 billion last year. Iowa farmers have been some of the strongest advocates for the USMCA. However, they are concerned that Mexico is erecting non-tariff trade barriers, like rejecting imports of glyphosates and stopping the approval process of biotech products. In December, the Mexican president issued a decree banning glyphosates and GMO corn in Mexican diets by 2024. What do you think of that? Will you raise these concerns at the upcoming USMCA meeting and to pursuing enforcement actions if these issues remain unresolved?
Yes.
Yes.